I am Özgü Ece Balaban from TED Sakarya Koleji. Today, I hope you'll enjoy the podcast I made for young reporters for the environments as Terra. I'm Terra. Earth, water, wind, forests. I'm the whisper of every wave, the source of every sprout, every breath. For thousands of years, I have nurtured and sustained my children, the forests, the rivers, the land, but now I feel weak. Once my lands were lush, my rivers pure, my forests full of life, even the wind carried a different tune. But you have forgotten me. Still, perhaps, there is hope. Today, I will tell you a story, my story, and maybe this will be the awakening we all need. Once upon a time, everything was in a balance. Humanity lived in harmony with nature, taking only what was needed, never consuming more than necessary. But then, you wanted more. You cut down the trees, dried out the land, polluted waters. The worst of all, you burning forests, rising waters, barren lands. These are not just echoes of the past, but warnings for the future. But there is the good news. It's not late. I may not be as strong as I once was, but I can heal. Forests can regrow. Rivers can be cleansed. And the land can be fertile again. This process is called ecosystem restoration. Planting a seed, cleaning a river, reviewing a forest. These aren't magic tricks. But if we work together, we can restore the balance of the earth, because nature always finds a way to come back. And you? Did you hear me? Will you do something for nature today? Will you appreciate a tree, pick up a piece of trash, or will you just listen and move on? Because remember, I am Terra, but I am also you. As long as you breathe, I exist, and my healing is in your hands. In the next episode, I will tell you the language of the soil, because to understand the soil is to understand life itself. Now, close your eyes and listen to the nature. Really listen. Hello, dear Terra Talks listeners. Today, we are diving into another crucial topic for our planet and our future: ecosystem restoration. But don't worry, we won't get lost in complicated scientific terms. We'll talk about real-life examples and solutions. Ecosystem restoration, an emergency response for nature. The earth is calling for help. Forests are disappearing, rivers are polluted, and the soil is losing fertility. But there's the good news. We have the power to reverse this. Even the United Nations has declared that 2021 and 2030 is the decade on ecosystem restoration. This is no longer just an issue for environmentalists. It's on global agenda. And the best part, we don't need to be superheroes to make a difference. Small but meaningful actions can create massive change. Is restoration just about planting trees? Let's clear a common misconception. Ecosystem restoration is not just about planting trees. It involves everything from restoring forests to cleaning wetlands and making degraded lands fertile again. And it's not just good for the environment, it benefits us too. Imagine cleaner air, more productive agriculture, and a stronger defense against climate change. Sounds amazing, right? The biggest challenges to restoration. So, why isn't every place lush and green yet? Here are the top 3 obstacles restoration efforts face. 1. Climate change. Rising temperatures, unpredictable rainfall, and extreme storms are destroying ecosystem. Teams plant trees, but many of them die within a few years. We want to heal Mother Nature, but climate change keeps pushing it back. 2. Overuse of resources. As the human population grows, so does the pressure on nature. We cut down forests for agriculture, pollute our waters, and overuse the land. If we don't break this destructive cycle, restoration efforts will always be one step behind. 3. Political and economic barriers. Restoration isn't just a scientific challenge, it's also a political and economic one. Some countries lack strong environmental laws, funding is scarce, and projects often get abandoned due to political instability. Is there light at the end of the tunnel? Absolutely! Here are the 3 key principles for successful restoration. 1. Working with nature, not against it. We must understand each region's ecosystem and create solutions that adapt to new conditions, rather than just trying to restore the past. 2. Building self-sustaining systems. Restoration projects should involve communities, scientists, and local governments to ensure long-term success. 3. Involving everyone in the process. Knowledge is power. Combining local wisdom with scientific data makes restoration efforts more effective. The more voices, the more stronger the solutions. A real success story. Western Rwanda. Let's move from theory to reality. The Albertina Rift region in western Rwanda is rich in biodiversity, but under severe threat. So, what was the solution? Climate-resilient plant species were introduced. Soil-protecting plants were cultivated. The local community actively participated in the restoration process. The result? A healthier ecosystem, more protected farmland, and happier people. Final thoughts: nature needs our help. Dear listeners, restoring nature means taking a powerful step against the climate crisis. The challenges may be great, but through collaboration, science, and local knowledge, we can make the world green again. In today's episode, we explored the urgency of ecosystem restoration, the obstacles we face, and the strategies that lead to success. We hope this inspired you. Remember, protecting the nature is a responsibility we all share. See you in the next episode. Stay connected with nature.